You guys remember that Taylor Swift Dazzler Spec fail? Well, you ain't seen anything yet. Comics are getting so damn good. People going nuts buying them. We see a free comic book going for $40 this week. We're here every 7 days covering the hottest books in the world.
And with not one, but two entries on the list, we may be talking about the Artist of the Year coming in at number 10.
Hit that like and subscribe, and let's talk about number 10 on the list with a Dan Panosian 1 in 25. Absolute Wonder Woman number 1. Well-deserved. This guy is killing it at both Marvel and DC all year long. And I think you're right. Artist of the Year, probably. But this book is going for $35 average sales. But we just saw a $65 high raw sale happen, and someone even paid $150 for a pre-sale 9.8. And after reading it, it makes sense. Now, if you're not into Wonder Woman, this issue is going to change your mind because, one, it's written by Kelly Thompson. You know, you got Birds of Prey. You got Captain Marvel. Some of the best writing that's happened at both publishing companies taking on a complete spin on this character. Diana is the princess of hell in this issue, and she's raised by what we know to be one of her biggest enemies, who is more like a mother figure, Cersei. And this comic book is going to set you up to not just want to read Absolute Batman if you haven't already indulged. No, you're going to want to be picking up Absolute Superman, even if you don't like the Man of Steel, and that comes out this week.
November 6th for that one, which lets me think that DC may have made a misstep waiting all the way until November 27th for the second issue of Absolute Wonder Woman. All these Absolute books are under-ordered, and the demand is very, very high. It's interesting to me that DC is waiting so long between these, but they've gone weekly with Action Comics. I think that's just a misstep.
Let me know what you think, but I'm feeling so optimistic about Superman after the success of Batman and Wonder Woman, and that has me geared up for 2025, where we're going to get Martian Manhunter, Flash, and Green Lantern. Number 9 on the list, one of my favorite horror key comics of all time.
New York Comic Con was 2 weeks ago, and prices have settled. Do you have any of the top performers in your collection?
There's an entire category of the top performing NYCC variants on Key Collector Comics right now, and you may have some of them. Check it out and use code TOM101 to unlock a free 2-week subscription of the app and support the show. Let me know in the comment section if you own any of these books. While we move on to number 9 on the list with Halloween number 1. Isn't it crazy that Michael Myers didn't appear in a standard-sized comic book, a one-shot, mind you, until the year 2000?
Oh, yeah.
There are multiple variants of this issue to consider, but I'll highlight the Michael Myers glow-in-the-dark, limited to 6,666 copies variant, as well as the movie poster homage, which is also glow-in-the-dark and at the same print count. Keep an eye out on the extremely rare chrome cover. I love this comic book, and it's Halloween, so it makes sense why it's spiking. You may not want to pick this up now, though.
We are reporting a 250% increase in copies sold this week, and it makes sense because it's Halloween time. $75 average sales, $450 for CGC 9.8, and that is up from the yearly average of $373. So maybe not the best time to buy it because the market is very, very high on this one, but this book is one of those that should always be on your hunt list. As with a lot of these other horror books, people I don't think realize how low print and how few of these big horror books were released in any time. The fact that you have Freddy and Jason books, the fact that you have Halloween books, and there just aren't a lot of them out there, they are very definitely highly sought after year-round by horror collectors.
At number 8 with Ultimate X-Men, issue number 6. This right here shows a cameo appearance of a character that's likely going to join the X-Men team in Peach Momoko's universe, which, by the way, did she just trick Marvel into drawing a manga-style horror X-Men comic book? You have to read this. It is not only visually stunning, it's disturbing, and it's going to make you feel like not only intrigued, but scary and sad, and it's so damn good. Every single issue that comes out, I'm there on Wednesday picking it up, reading it same damn day.
It's a 400% increase in copies sold this week, and we're reporting $5, which is cover price. A lot of shops are still going to have this on the wall because people are only now, almost 2 full months, making the connection that the person hung Silvestri style on the X could very well be Ultimate Wolverine.
It's crazy that Ultimate X-Men, issue 7, has been out for an entire month, and issue 8 came out this week. And issue 6 is what's spiking right now because of Wolverine Spec, which is rumored to actually make his full debut in Ultimate Universe 1 year in issue number 1, which If you're watching this video on a Sunday, you have hours left to put your orders in.
If you're watching this video on release day, you have to get your orders in. Now, Ultimate Wolverine is supposed to be the 5th Ultimate title in this universe, and even though there are multiple writers and artists working on this, the universe building is astounding. There are cameos and other Ultimate characters showing up in different titles you wouldn't expect. Ultimate Black Panther is the one at the shop that we have the fewest people reading, and we are seeing multiple cameos of important people like Ultimate Doctor Strange, Ultimate Moon Knight just hanging out. People really need to be all in on these. And I just want to mention, subscribe to Ultimate Wolverine. I really like this take. They are doing a very feral version. He's wearing a muzzle. There is almost no Logan to be seen. This is a fantastic take, and I'm very excited for Ultimate Wolverine #1 in January.
He's a secret agent. We're getting some Winter Soldier vibes with this version of Logan coming out January 15th. Now, buckle up because we got to talk about number 7 on the list. Absolute Batman issue #1, the Ash Can, seeing $35 average sales and $200 for a CGC 9.8. However, there's only 7 of them on the census because I don't think people immediately graded their copies at first, but then the craze happened. Absolute Batman landed hard. Now you're looking at Absolute Wonder Woman getting those books sent. I mean, we're just talking about the Dan Panosian 1 in 25. Only 7 copies on the census. This is going to explode. Everyone's going to get their copies graded. I don't think this is the time to buy this at $200.
Because of New York Comic Con and in-person grading at Baltimore, CGC turnaround times are slower right now, so I absolutely expect that these numbers are going to spike and these prices are going to go down for CGC 9.8. However, that does not dismiss the fact that we still have a 111% increase in copies sold this week. The demand is absolutely there and people want copies.
November 13th, Absolute Batman 2 drops. We're 2 weeks away on one of the most exciting takes on Batman that I've seen since the New 52, which makes sense because it's by the same writer. And look at what we have on issue #2. But a Dan Panosian, Frank Miller homage, and dare I say, this may be blasphemous, flame me in the comics, I think he just out-Millered Frank Miller.
I do not disagree at all whatsoever. And if you're excited for Absolute Batman #2, keep in mind that Lunar may very well have sent an Absolute Batman #2 Ash Can out to shops this last week. Go find that on the hunt.
Now, you say may, they did, and it's hitting $50 on eBay, which is more than the high average we're reporting on issue #1. Hot damn.
Number 6 on the list, I think one of my favorite overlooked and sometimes forgotten about keys, Avengers Annual 10, which features the first appearance of a really big X-Men, first appearance of Rogue, first cover appearance of Mystique. I cannot tell you the number of times I've had a collection come in where someone has all of these Avengers Annuals and just is unaware of the fact that number 10 is expensive. 177% increase in copies sold because we have rumors that Billie Eilish may possibly be playing Rogue. You guys remember the disappointment when everyone was talking about Dazzler and it was going to be Taylor Swift, and Taylor Swift wasn't Dazzler or Lady Deadpool, or even in the movie, she just happened to be like hanging out with her friends Blake and Ryan at, the football game.
Is this all starting right up again?
This is really, really weird. And if this is going to snowball, Ryan and I last week, we talked about Thor 337 Beta Ray Bill, and Ryan kind of jokingly said, hey, maybe Ryan Gosling's going to be Beta Ray Bill. And I'm like, Ryan, we cannot start that rumor. But that's how these things do start. So with Billie Eilish potentially as Rogue, guys, we have no news. We have no anything, but this is a book. You should be buying it, and it is down from its record high. 177% increase in copies sold. It is popular. It's a fun book, and I do like this book.
This book hit heights of $2,500. Last 9.8 sale was $650. That just took place. You can get this book right around $150 on the high average. And you know what? Even if it's just rumors right now, Billie Eilish is going to play Rogue. I'm here for it. And I like seeing rumors about a live-action X-Men movie that apparently went into production over this last year. Mutants are coming. But could it be Billie Eilish? What do you think about that in the comment section below? Well, we move on to number 5 on the list with Amazing Spider-Man 129. You see that 9.8 price? I almost don't believe that 9.8 price.
I actually had to do an extra few minutes of research on this to try and figure out why are we reporting a $14,400 sale at Heritage for a CGC 9.8 of the first Punisher. I mean, it's $5,000-$6,000 down from the yearly average on this book. The fact that we've seen multiple sales in $18,000 to $19,000 for CGC 9.8. Okay, I will give you that it is off-white to white pages, and I know that the white pages are more desirable, but a $5,000 discount? That seems very severe for this book.
11 out of the 13 reported 9.8 sales on GPA were at 18,000 and above. Many in the 20,000 range. So if you got this book for like 17, I'd be going, damn, that's crazy. Like, that's a great deal.
Oh, yeah.
This is a $20,000 book to me, minimum.
Right.
$14K? Someone got a damn steal. There is somebody who just sold this book, and they're not feeling good this week.
This Marvel trailer that dropped this week showing all of the things that are wrapping up for 2024 and a bunch of teasers for 2025 did in fact show Jon Bernthal back as Punisher, and that's why this book is spiking to such a massive percentage this week.
After this teaser, we see an increase of copies sold of 240%, which is why this book is landing on the trending 10. And we do see Jon Bernthal Punisher. We even see the skull while he's battling. We also see some other things in this trailer, but we'll get to it because we get glimpses of what looks like an amazing roadmap for 2025. What If Season 3 is coming December 22nd. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man kicking off the year January 29th. Daredevil Born Again March 4th. Ironheart June 24th. Eyes of Wakanda August 6th. Marvel Zombies October 25. And we're ending the year with Wonder Man in December 2025.
That trailer gives our first real glimpse at Yahya Abdul-Mateen playing Wonder Man, and that's why number 4 on the list this week, Wonder Man number 1 from 1991. We're reporting $10 average sales, and oh my God, basically a free book at this point. A $30 CGC 9.8. I mean, pretty much for the most part, someone paid $30 to get this thing graded and then just gave it to whoever it was. It's like people forgot Wonder Man was coming.
I think this is the proof because this book hit close to $300. I think it was like $250 just a couple years ago. And then all of a sudden we see that trailer and people are probably surprised that this is still happening.
467% increase in copies sold. Again, on one of these books that has such a low buy-in, you're going to be able to get raw copies, and obviously CGC 9.8s are becoming easier to come by. 447 on the census right now. I am excited for this. I think this is going to be one of those weird sleeper ones that people don't expect. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it is awesome to see Ben Kingsley reprising his role.
Ben Kingsley is one of the most underrated actors in the MCU. Between his portrayal of the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, which I stand by, is one of the best MCU films to date. It's hilarious. And his Dynamite role in Shang-Chi, it has me geared up for what could be a little bit of like a She-Hulk based in reality vibe that Wonder Man is clearly going to be giving. And with Yahya Abdul-Mateen in the lead, this is going to be a fantastic show. And I can't wait over a year, but I'm glad it's happening.
I just can't get over this Rogue Billie Eilish rumor. But for those of you that are big fans of Rogue, you're going to want to subscribe to the Mystery Mail Call this month because we have an incredible Uncanny X-Men number 3, the New York Comic Con Adi Granov variant. A beautiful looking Rogue that you are all going to want in your personal collection.
1 per box, Trinity Comics exclusive, going for more than the box cost itself. And not only that, you get a Marco Mastrozzo Gargoyles Quest issue number 4. Both of those are guaranteed. Box is $34.99, and you support the show directly. Link in the description. ComicTom.com. Change the website. Moving on to number 3 on the list with Batman The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, issue number 0. This book was free.
This book was given away for free at Batman Day, and I can tell you we had almost nobody at the shop for it. $4 average sales is what Key Collector says, but we are seeing sales between $20 and a high sale of $40 for a raw sale. This Tim Sale, Jeff Loeb book was one of the favorites back in the day, and a new wrap-up of the story is coming out right now. Issue 0 is where it starts. 380% increase in copies sold, and people just didn't pick it up.
The current series, The Last Halloween, is a conclusion to The Long Halloween, which is one of the best Batman narratives ever written. And we have Jeff Loeb right back on it. He takes us right back to this story. You must read this. And issue 0 is a prequel to this 10-part conclusion, where each issue will feature a different artist.
Finally available on YouTube, finally viewable by less than cell phone quality, we got to see the trailer of everything coming out for Marvel, and I am so excited to see Bullseye is back, baby. Number 2 on the list, Daredevil number 131, first appearance and the origin of Bullseye, one of my favorite Daredevil villains. $500 average sales and $3,625 for CGC 9.8. An impressive 467% increase in copies sold, hot on the trail of this trailer getting released.
Yeah, we get everybody from the Netflix days. You know, you get Foggy Nelson, Karen Page, clearly John Bernthal, Punisher, Daredevil, Charlie Cox, and yeah, we are seeing a reprise role from Wilson Bethel's Bullseye, but it happens really quick. You have to actually slow it down, but you see the Bullseye logo on his head. Straight comic accurate. And let's not forget, that's not the only villain we're getting. Like, clearly there is a narrative being built up between Daredevil, Matt Murdock, and the Kingpin. You know, maybe he's going to be like representing Kingpin in court. I don't know. But I think we're getting the Mayor Fisk narrative that's coming. But we also see a shot of the Muse, which is like just a crazy serial killer that I can't believe that they're going to be putting on Disney+.
The thing that excites me is that we have 2 major Bronze Age keys on this list, ASM 129 and Daredevil 131, both being driven by the new Daredevil show. The thing that kind of scares me is the fact that both of these high sales are the lowest we've seen all year. And notoriously, this time of year is when people aren't spending as much on comic books because they're saving money. They are getting ready for buying Christmas gifts for other people. So right now, this is actually my plea as an LCS, a local comic shop owner. Go pick up your books, because this is the time of year that people stop buying their comics because their budget is a little bit tighter, and we really do need it to be able to pay our rent. If you've got money, this is a fantastic market to be buying in because these prices are so far down. This book is less than half of what it sold for, record high. And you know what? A lot of those record highs we're talking about are from 2021, the comic boom. This record high, $8,476, was from April of 2023. A very well-established book at a very well-established price.
Which brings us to the number 1 most trending comic book in the world, which you need to hunt for because it came out in 2005 from Dark Horse Comics, and there's a lonely 5 copies in total on the CGC census. No one was hunting for this book until this week, causing an 800% increase in copies sold. Like and subscribe the video. And let's talk about Emily the Strange, issue number 1. We have Warner Brothers teaming up with Bad Robot, which is J.J. Abrams' production company, bringing this to an animated movie.
Emily's very relatable because I think every single one of us has gone through this awkward adolescent stage, and she's a 13-year-old girl who likes black cats. Maybe not orange cats, sorry, Butch. But this is the type of character that a lot of people like, and I think a little bit like Wednesday Addams, is enough of an outcast to be likable and relatable, especially when we feel a little bit off and a little bit different. It's a great read. There are multiple series and graphic novels, and I really think everyone should read this because I think all of us are a little bit Emily.
$8 average sales. Get to hunting. And of course, the like button for Comic Butch. And as always,
geek responsibly.
Enough said. All right, we have issue number 7. Issue number 7, Batman Adventures. What am I saying? Number 7 on the list, Ultimate Batman. What?
Yes!
Wow!